Yeah.
One other topic talk about as well as liver flush. The liver flush idea is something that I've toyed with, but I don't recommend too much. I don't have a lot of expertise in there. Most stuff we're talking about today, I'm in the ballpark with you on, but the liver flush is a little bit more of a mystery to me. Do you
Okay.
have a known liver flush that you recommend? Does it vary greatly with different people, different health conditions?
Yes. The liver flush varies. There's different protocols for liver flushes. Now, I use one that's closer to Dr. Hulda Clark's protocol.
Hmm.
But they're all primarily similar, where you're taking essential fatty acids, fats, oils, and flushing it through the liver, drinking it, and having the liver process it. So the viscosity of those oils, the thickness of the oils will push out stones. So that's
Hmm.
cholesterol and just essentially fried foods, and all the bad trans fats or hydrogenated fats are all stuck in the liver. So you got to think of our liver as a sponge, and there's little cones or holes. They get plugged up. So then we lose the efficiency of our liver over time as those little holes get plugged up. So we need to flush those out. You need to create some pressure on the pores of your liver and flush those stones out of those areas. So you can't do that all at once with the entire liver, but after doing a series of liver flushes, you're flushing the front of it out, and then the stones in the back roll to the front, and you're flushing the rest of it out. And I can tell you, that's one of the most beneficial therapies I've learned in my practice, and have gotten a lot of people out of a lot of things. It's kind of like the EMF, where you hit a wall, you can't make progress with someone, then you realize that their liver's clogged, you flush their liver out, and you see tremendous results from something like that. People have had back problems their whole life, sometimes goes away. Some people who've had lupus, or people have had gallbladder issues, of course, because when you flush the liver, you're flushing the gallbladder at the same time. You don't have to have surgery to remove it. You just got to clean out your gallbladder, that organ.
Right.
So it helps in numerous ways. The appendix is related when you flush it out, and you can clean the appendix out partially, but we have
Hmm.
other methods to do that as well. So the liver flush, I can say with certainty that it can anti-age an individual and turn back the hands of time. I can actually say that. I've seen that happen, and people mention it to me all the time after going through a
Wow.
liver flush. Because you got to
Wow.
remember, the liver holds 2 quarts of blood go through the liver every minute, and the
Mhm.
liver is cleaning your blood,
Sure.
and your liver orchestrates all the biochemical functions in your body. Liver is extremely important. It's like central. And so your digestion is your liver. The bile flows into your gut. Your elimination is that. If your liver is clogged, you get sluggish bowels and you can't go to the bathroom, you get constipated. Some people have loose stools because their gallbladder may be clogged, and then everything dumps in the intestines, it gets irritated, and then you have loose stools. So there's a
Hmm.
lot of things it addresses. So the book I recommend for that, to learn more about it, is a guy by the name, last name is Moritz, Moritz, I believe it is.
Okay.
And he has like a liver flush book, and everything in there is fantastic, and is some of the testimonials that I hear every day from my clients, because the majority of my clients will do liver flushes, and they can tell you that some people say, well, how do I've done liver cleansing before, I've cleaned my liver, maybe my liver's okay. Not until you go through a liver flush, and you'll be so surprised that once you take a series of drinks at night, that's what you're doing with the liver flush, you'll visibly see the results in the toilet. So your stones come out, and you'll actually see the evidence of the clogged
That's
liver.
wild.
And
That's wild. So this book you mentioned can give somebody some good guidance on how to
absolutely.
do it, and obviously they can come and see you as well and consult with you
Sure.
to do it as well.
Sure.
Well, that's great. That's to say that it's anti-aging is, wow, that's like serious clickbait, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, so
who would
now,
be younger?
right. So now I personally had an example where I had one point in my life early on when I first learned about this, I had a rash all over my body, and I couldn't sleep. I was so itching, aggravated, nothing helped. I mean, I don't just discount doctors altogether. I go to doctors. That's my first line, and it shouldn't be. Now I learn it's not my first line. My first line is natural. But
Mhm.
back then, you give them a chance. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if we can all just visit our doctor, they give us the answers and we're off and running?
Sure.
Unfortunately, that's not the case, and why we have jobs, because it
Yeah.
doesn't happen, and we get the worst patients. We get the ones that don't improve. They've seen every doctor. Now they
Yeah.
got to go out of pocket and do it the right way because everything that's covered doesn't work for them.
Mhm.
So we take them on. And so my personal experience was I was so agitated and itchy and had this reaction. It was urticaria, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I got an allergy to every food,
Mhm.
eggs, dairy, even meat. I couldn't
Wow.
eat anything. I didn't know what to eat, and I started crying. I was beyond myself
I
in
bet.
agony of what to do. I was lost, and no
Mhm.
doctor had answers for me. This liver flush became my answer. Once I
Wow.
flushed my liver out, I had no allergies, which it can do for people. You won't have any allergens anymore. You have a lot more tolerance. You're not sensitive anymore. People with chemical sensitivities, more than likely, that's what it is.
Mhm.
So the liver flush, once I was done with the liver flush, I was always a cold individual. It was like somebody turned the furnace on in my body. I was warm, had warm hands again. So a lot of
Mhm.
people that have that issue with their cold hands.
Mhm.
Um, and my skin was incredible after flushing my liver out. It only took a few months and I had really soft baby skin, and it was incredible because at the time, that wasn't the case.
That's
So
fantastic. And the skin is such an important organ and such a good indicator of our health. Whether it's, the color, you think of, you can see people that smoke or people that eat poor diet, they don't have that pigmentation in their skin.
right.
And people might look at that person and say they just don't seem healthy, and they're not even sure what they're looking at, but they're looking at that, the sort of the undertones of the skin.
Yeah, and
That
you're right on, right on with that, because once the liver's taxed or it's clogged or congested, what takes over, remember, your liver cleans out your blood. So now it can't clean out your blood, and your blood is passing through your kidneys. Now you're taxing your kidneys. It can't do the
Mhm.
job of your liver. It's overburdened. So
Yeah.
now that gets taken over by your skin, the largest organ of the body. So now your
Mhm.
kidneys are taxed, your skin is changing. So a lot of
Right.
people with psoriasis or cystic this or acne, it's because the blood is coming in contact with the skin. It's poison essentially, and
Yep.
it's carrying a lot of infection as well. It's both poison and infected. So it's
Mhm.
a big part of things.